All right, guys, stream is going to go live right now, starting at about 2 minutes to 9 p.m. Waiting for it to load up over here. Hope you guys are having a good day. So it's a little loose today. Going live and in charge. Perfect. All right, guys, stream is starting today on July 14th, which is a Tuesday. Excuse me. And we're starting a couple minutes early just to get everything up and running, make sure everything's good to go. I think we're okay. I think there's no real problems in the stream as far as what I'm seeing right now. Again, I'm using a double monitor solution finally, so I can finally do this without, I can shift to other monitors without any problems. I figured I'd take my monitor from my work and just move it over. So I can do that now for these streams. So kind of interesting stream tonight. We're going to be doing a lot of interesting stuff we're going to be talking about. Three topics really to hit upon today. We'll start around 9 o'clock. If you're asking what the drink tonight is, I'm going to go old school. I'm going to do some old school classic Coke. I don't drink Coke a whole lot, but I figured why not have some Coke tonight. Hope you guys will join me in the stream. One thing you may be noticing that the video on demand is going up a little bit later than I would like or intend to do after the stream concludes. That's something on YouTube's side. I don't know why it's taking so long for the streams to finalized. I'm not entirely sure why they're taking a long time. I don't really know. Hopefully you guys would have gotten your email alerts. Let me check my phone to make sure the email alerts are showing up. And how does it look when you get it? Because when I have to make any adjustments. I don't need to make any adjustments. It came out pretty good. So as you notice, we're talking about, because again, special stream tonight, we're doing the DC Superhero Bars. We're doing sort of an update about that. We're talking about the giveaway, which is the 4th anniversary video, which we'll talk about that. And the big talking point is what action figures are you looking forward to in 2020? That's what we're going to be talking about in the stream tonight. Hopefully you guys can join me. We're starting it up in a second now. Hopefully some people will come into the chat tonight. I put out some information on the Facebook groups. I blast over at Instagram, or actually to Twitter rather. If you're following me anywhere like that, you should be able to get that information. One thing I've been noticing a lot, people are complaining that are getting messages for emails later than the video has been concluded, a day or so later, and they get an email alert. I've been seeing this happening. That is on YouTube's side. If you're not getting any email alerts at all, make sure you click the bell notification to be notified of all my upcoming videos. That includes streams, that includes any normal videos. You'll get email alerts for that stuff. So let's start the chat out tonight. I want to thank everybody who comes into the stream tonight to watch this content. As you will notice, progressively, week by week, there'll be less stuff in this studio being transitioned over to my new house. So it's going to be talking about a lot of cool stuff in that particular walkthrough video, which I'm not going to be doing yet until about mid-August is where I'm going to be going into that new home. So let's talk about what we were talking, which I mentioned earlier, is the DC Superhero Bars. We'll talk about that momentarily. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that now. Yeah, let's talk about now. I have some other stuff. I'll switch over to my other screen later on in the stream. So DC Superhero Bars. If you weren't familiar, DC partnered with Hershey back at about mid-May, or actually early May to early June, to release a set of bars for first responders for COVID-19 or coronavirus. They had these massive pallets of this stuff, these Hershey Bars. And the only place that I saw them, I found it through another group on Facebook, which was the blog of OA, and they're a big Green Lantern group, which I'm a part of. And some of the viewers of the content of blog of OA advised that the Speedway gas stations were getting these bars. I checked a couple Speedways, I found a few bars, but I went to a Walmart during that weekend, and I found all 7 bars. I did a whole video about this stuff. I'll put it in the description box of this video when this goes out video on demand, so you can see what these things are all about. These are DC Hershey bars. There were 7 bars. I'll kind of get them right here so you can see what they look like. There's 7 bars, and these were available. I got these, I want to say the video went up late May, early June. These are supposed to be released in July. That's when they talked about June or July is when the bars are supposed to be released. So there were 7 bars in total. And they were just milk chocolate bars with different, each person had their own bar from Justice League. And let's say you would have the Superman bar, for instance. Let's take the Superman bar as just an example here. The Superman bar would look like this. I did a whole video about this. Again, it'll be in the description box in this stream when it goes live. And there's symbols on the bar representing that particular hero and other characters of the Justice League. So if you had, let's say, the Superman bar, you might have more symbols of Superman. That was sort of the idea, kind of, sort of. But you would have a lot of other hero symbols as well. But this is the bar listed as Superman. And this is bars listed 1 of 7. Now, a couple days ago, I was at a local Walgreens. I went to a Walgreens. And I was looking around and I said, well, they have some DC superhero bars. I might pick a couple up. And I started looking at the bars, excuse me, and I noticed the bars look different. And you can say, look, how do they look different? Well, the packaging doesn't look the same. For example, I'll show you the bar that I picked up at Walgreens for Green Lantern. So here's the one I got. This was at Speedway. This was at Walmart. This is their bar right here. So it's DC Superhero Milk Chocolate. I then picked up this one at Walgreens. They look identical, right? They look identical. The packaging pretty much looks the same, with the exception of the donation. You get the Heroes Education giveaway. Now, if you notice something very important here, the bottom bar says 7 of 8. Excuse me, 7 of 7. The top bar here says 7 of 8. If you noticed in the first set of bars, there was only 7 bars. We only had, hey, Spidey Boy, Shivon, thanks for coming into the chat tonight. There was only 7 bars, as you can see right here. 7 bars. So we only have 7 available bars. What is this 8th mystery bar? Again, these are what all the bars would look like. I'll kind of fan them out again. All members of the Justice League. Again, these came out end of May, beginning of June, if I remember correctly. This was at Speedways, and this was at Walmart. That's where I got these full set of 7 bars. But the 8th bar is a combo bar of all the characters. But if you notice, it does say down here, right here, 8 of 8. This bar was not available when I got these 7 bars. So I found that a little bit interesting. That's why I wanted to make this little update. There's also another version of these bars, but in miniature version. Sort of like a mixed bag of Hershey bars. Like a snack pack. There's all different characters, like of the 7 that you see here. You would have these 7 plus this bar here, which was this piece right here. So the snack pack is just literally these 3 pieces right here, just packaged and cut into thirds. So imagine taking a bar going third, third, third. Excuse me, that's where you would get the little mini bars. That was the idea of it. But this bar did not exist when I picked these 7 up. Now, are these more valuable per se than these bars that have 7 and 8? That I don't know. I just knew that I thought these were cool. I kept them sort of a more of like a gag gift for myself just to have, because I thought it'd be kind of cool having these Justice League bars, and they were kind of important because they were given to first responders, as I mentioned before, for coronavirus. But I said, you know what, let me keep these intact. I did, like I said, looking around a couple days ago, and I stumbled across these 2 guys right here. Oops, there we go. These 2 guys right here. If you're asking, are they the same chocolate bars? They are. These are just milk chocolate, just like these ones here. These are milk chocolate. These are milk chocolate. Same milk chocolate, same gimmick with the symbols on these guys here, as you can see right there. I'll get a little closer so you can see what it would look like. Anytime I present there, I get a little closer up so you can see kind of the detail of it right there. Hopefully it will backlight properly. Right there. Oh, there we go. Hopefully the camera will focus. There we go. So yeah, so that was the gimmick there. Next, let's talk a little bit about my 4th year anniversary video. I just wanted to get that out of the way, so let you guys know there are new bars that are available right now. I got those at Walgreens. Price point was, I think it was buy 2 for 2. I think it was. I think that was the deal they had going on. Next, let's talk about the 4th year anniversary giveaway. As you guys may or may not know, I celebrate my 4th year anniversary on YouTube on July 4th. That's why I created this channel in 2016. I wanted to pick a specific day that was very, very important. That's why I built the channel on that day. That was completely intentional. But this year, I wasn't able to get a hold of Tate's Comics. For whatever reason, they were busy doing their own thing. Whatever the reason, I couldn't get a hold of them. That being said, I reached into my own pocket and picked up stuff. So there was 3 items in that giveaway. There was a box for an A, a box for a B, and a box for a C. If you've not yet seen that video, definitely take a look at it. I will put it in the description box of this when it goes on the video on demand, so you can take a look at that video. The giveaway is open to the continental United States. You must be a U.S. citizen to enter this giveaway. And under each one of the items for the box, they were thematic. So box A had stuff to do with anime. Box B had to do with comics. Box C had to do with gaming. If you want to enter this giveaway, I highly recommend putting in the comment section of that video if you want to enter for A, B, or C box. It is free to enter. You do not get charged at all. We're doing it old school. I'm going to be pulling names out of a hat at the end of this month. That's what I'm going to be doing at the end of this month, which would be the last day of the month is a Friday. So I'll probably pull it that Sunday, which would be the 2nd of August. Is probably when I'll pull the winners for those 3 prizes. That is the idea for that particular giveaway. Hopefully you guys do enter it. I want as many people as I possibly can to get into this giveaway. Again, it is free. It costs you absolutely nothing but your time to get involved in these prizes. They are good prizes. They're about $25 to $30, I mentioned before in the video, for each one of these items. They are different and they are unique. I haven't gotten any of these items. I've not yet showcased or reviewed any of this stuff on the channel before, but I wanted to give back to my audience, to my viewers and subscribers, to you guys. That's why I did it this way. Next, last but not least for today, let's talk about the big point of this stream is what is your action figure you're looking forward to in 2020. But before I ask that question, tell you what I'm looking forward to, I want to show you kind of what I'm going to be picking up or have gotten in my possession. Now, I have not yet shot a video for it. I'm not doing it yet until I get to my new house. Reason why I'm doing that is because this studio is rather small. It's very, very tiny. And to shoot something this big or important would really do the video injustice. That's why I sort of review things the way I do them now, up close to my camera at my PC, as opposed to being how I pulled away from it, like you saw for the anniversary video. That's how I normally would shoot content. In a new studio, I'm going to be shooting content that way. But let me switch over real quick here to something that I'm going to be talking about, probably one of my first videos when I get to the new house. It's going to be a statue video because I just got this in my possession a couple days ago as a gift, and it is this guy right here. Bam! It is the Sideshow exclusive Studios Jon Stewart statue. If you've not yet seen this statue, it is massive. It is nearly it's nearly a 3-foot tall box. It is absolutely huge. Let me move this real quick here. Kind of shrink that a little bit so you can see it. It is an absolutely massive statue. I'll kind of move it up so you can see what it looks like. He's absolutely huge. I'll show you some pictures here what he looks like. That huge construct cannon. That's what he looks like. An absolutely awesome statue. Yes, that price point says $595. It is not a cheap statue. It is an awesome statue. I've not yet put it together. Now, this version of statue I have is this one right here. It is what they call a premium format figure statue. This is an exclusive version where you get 2 heads. These are interchangeable heads held on with a magnet. You simply pop the head off and put the other head on. So you have a screaming head and a kind of more somber head. That is the interchangeable gimmick that it comes with. It is limited to 500 pieces. The piece I have is number 360. That's the number count I have for it. It is a great and awesome statue. We'll be doing a full unboxing of this statue. One of the first videos I do when I get to the new house is this statue. It is 20.5 inches high by 12 inches wide by 9 inches deep. It is a phenomenal statue. It is awesome. Look at that. That's an apple next to it. It looks great. It's a really, really cool statue. This construct cannon literally follows him across and bends down across his hand. And you'll see it in a second here. See how it hooks around the back of his arm? They did a great job sculpting this thing. The energy is pouring out of the ring right here. Looks great. Phenomenal statue. This will be reviewed. Probably my very first review in my new house will be this statue. It needs to be done. I'm going to be shooting a sort of unboxing on my camera, and I'll be inserting that into the video when I do my unboxing and review video. Probably, I want to say that video will be going up, I would say probably the 3rd week of August. I might be taking off maybe 3rd or 4th week of August, maybe a week off to put the studio together because it's going to be a wreck until I put everything where it needs to be. The next video might be a tour video of the studio, but I am getting this statue probably in the beginning of September, and that is this guy right here. It is the Batman v Superman statue. This is a 2-piece statue where you have both Superman fighting Batman. This is the premium format version of it as well, because that Superman head right here, you may notice, has a heat vision attachment to the head. Normally the head doesn't look like that. it would look like this right here. That's how the head sculpt normally would look. That is the price of that statue. Yes, another very expensive statue. Most people go into the sideshow statues, and that's the only thing they buy. That is their collectible of choice. I buy many different things. I buy subscription boxes. I buy Funko products. I buy action figures. I buy some statues. I buy lots of different things. But a lot of people will just focus primarily on sideshow collectible statues, or maybe Hot Toys or Iron Studios, things like that. Just statues per se and nothing else. That's because these are extremely expensive collectibles. They're works of art, really, they are. You can see how they look right here. They look great. They look awesome. I love the way these things look. If you notice in that picture right here, Batman does have the kryptonite ring right here. So it looks really cool. He does have the kryptonite ring. Very cool statue. Definitely going to be showcasing this thing when we get it. It is 23.5 inches high by 18 inches wide by 13 inches deep. It's even taller and wider than that Jon Stewart statue that we just saw. A very, very dynamic, very cool piece. Fighting in the Fortress of Solitude-like base looks awesome. Definitely going to be displaying and talking about this particular statue. I just think it looks great. It's a awesome, awesome piece. Again, picking it up probably, I want to say the first or second week of September. Again, drink of choice, guys. We're going some Coca-Cola Classic today. But as far as statues that rather action figures that I'm looking forward to picking up, there's two things that I really, really want. And let me just get this real quick here. Boop. Thanks, Annie. Yeah, it looks really, really good. Those are the two statues that I'm going to be getting. Those ones are definitely in my wheelhouse. I want to get my hands on. I saw the Jon Stewart. I kind of took it out of the packaging to see how big it was. I kept everything intact, but it's big. It's a big, big statue. The box is literally close to, I would say, close to 3 feet tall. It is a massive box. I want to say it's close to the size of the Sinestro Corps. The Sinestro Corps statue. It's a huge, huge piece. Now, as far as action figures go, that's the kind of segue to this piece here. I want to show you kind of the statues I'm going to be getting. But as far as action figures, what am I looking forward to getting? One we talked about a couple days ago, and that was this guy right here, the 6-inch scale G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes figures. I've said before many times I'm a big fan of Snake Eyes for G.I. Joe. He was my favorite G.I. Joe character growing up when I was a little kid. I love Snake Eyes, thought he was such a cool, cool character. Now, this is the retail release version of Snake Eyes. The normal version for Hasbro's Pulse's exclusive store does not look like this. It's a redeco. It looks a little different as far as the paint apps, but it comes with a ton of accessories. Let me see if I can find it real quick here so you can kind of see what it looks like. A completely different version of what you just saw here. Let me grab it here so you can see what it would look like. Perfect. Let me switch over again to here. If you notice, that's what he looks like. So if you notice, the visor looks a little different here. There's way more paint apps on this version of Snake Eyes than the one you just saw. He looks great. See, look at that. The visor has tones into it. There's more wash on the figure. The back of the packaging. This is what the figure looks like out of the package when you get it. Kind of really neat looking version of Snake Eyes. Now it comes with all this gear. See all this gear right here? The point of this gear, this is a figure, it's sort of like a figure, not figure stand, but it's a weapon rack. There's like these lions on the side over here that are holding his gear. You'll see it in a second here when I get to a better shot of him. Some really, really great pieces of art for Snake Eyes. Love the way it looks. Let me get it here so you can see what the weapon rack looks like. Here's the weapon rack right here. So this is that weapon rack that I was showcasing. What's cool is it holds all the gear. So anything that's not being held by the figure would be on this rack. Now what they're doing is, Hasbro is a very, very smart company when they like to repurpose their gear. So they're coming out with a figure called the Red Ninja. The Red Ninja, let me kind of get it real quick here so you can kind of see what he would look like. The Red Ninja, if I can get it to pop up. is this guy right here. If you notice, all that gear has been repurposed with this figure. See if I get a better shot of him. Some of that gear that you saw, the axes, the sais, the swords, and the sickles, were all part of the Snake Eyes. And what's cool about this figure, get to the next shot, which is important, he holds almost all that gear. I might get this red ninja and maybe have like a fighting pose with Snake Eyes. I want to get a Storm Shadow, but they only have one version of Storm Shadow right now coming out. As you notice here, this is a sold out of the, let me kind of just move it over here a little bit so you can see. It was sold out. Price point was $20, but it's sold out now. It's a very, very cool action figure. Will I pick him up? Maybe. I'm thinking about maybe picking him up. I think it looks really, really cool. I think it's a very cool idea for that type of figure. Let me go back over here real quick. Boop. Perfect. That would be one of the things I would go with. I was really looking forward to this guy. I was happy I found him at Walmart. I went back, let's say, 3 or 4 days later to that same Walmart. The entire rack of those figures were gone. They only had one rack of these figures. I guess they just opened it up and put it on the display. It was a side shelf. So like in the normal areas of Walmart, you would normally think they would be at. They weren't there. They were gone. They weren't on a rack. They were on like a side rack. It was a side, like you would see like a corner of a wall like this. It would be on the it'd be hanging on like clips. So it wasn't like put onto the actual shelf itself. So this guy here is somebody I definitely wanted to get my hands on. I will be, as soon as I get this guy, I'll be reviewing him and the exclusive one side by side and showing you the differences between both figures, because I think that's important. You're spending $40 for that other Snake Eyes. This one costs $20, and you really get what you pay for. Some of his gear looks really, really weird, especially that gun right there. It's sort of like a sci-fi sort of pistol. It doesn't look normal. You may notice there's holes in the weaponry right there. There's a hole in the pistol right here, and there's a hole right there. There's peg points, I believe, on Snake Eyes that allows you to stick the weaponry to the figure. I have not yet taken this figure out of packaging, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I believe that is the idea that they were going with, a gimmick they were going to be using with this figure. The other figure that I'm really looking forward to in 2020, yes, it has been a horrible year because of everything that's happened, both socially and politically with our country, is the Black Series. And there is a Black Series figure that they have sold out of. It is on the Pulse store, and that, of course, is this guy right here, the carbonized Boba Fett. This guy, of course, is the carbonized version of Boba Fett. We've seen Boba Fett many, many times, but it's a different packaging. 40th anniversary, Empire Strikes Back, carbonized Boba Fett. We've seen these before on on Force Friday last year when they released the 4 figures in carbonized versions at the exclusive stores, either retail or online. But we have not yet got a Boba Fett. This is exclusive from the Pulse store. They're selling it nowhere else. You can get it on eBay right now, but it is hard to come by. I have 2 of these on order. Hopefully I'll be able to get them because there might be some issues with the shipping to my new home. Hopefully I can sort this out with Hasbro. If you're going to ask the question, does the paint look different? It does indeed. The paint does not look like a normal Boba Fett figure. It has that high gloss shine to it, that shimmer as well. Some more pictures of Boba Fett, the frayed cape, of course, that we all love. Him holding his little pistol. Another up-close shot of Boba Fett here, all beat up in his beat-up armor. More of the carbonized we were seeing, a nice white background of him. But yeah, Boba Fett. Definitely going to pick up that figure. Have 2 of them coming to me, as I mentioned before. It's going to be very, very cool to showcase that figure, talk about it. Now, as far as you guys, if you want to talk about it in the chat, more than welcome to. That's what I'm picking up in 2020. That's one of the most excited figures I'm looking forward to picking up in 2020. The Snake Eyes and that Boba Fett are probably the 2 of the biggest figures that I'm looking forward to in 2020. Hey Titus, thanks for coming into the stream tonight. We're doing some of the DC superhero bars, which were these guys here. We talked about that in a video. You'll be able to catch that in the video on demand. We talked about these guys here. But they have a new range of bars that are coming out, which I got at Walgreens. And the packaging doesn't look the same. It looks completely different. And there is a sort of group bar, which is bar 8. They didn't have the bar 8 before. Also, we're talking about, these were what they call the DC superhero bars. These were given out by Hershey, made these. This is candy, yep. This is a chocolate bar. These are all based on Justice League. I did a full video about these guys. You can find it on the channel. I'll put it in the description box of the video. These are all milk chocolate bars. And the same ones were these ones, but if you look at the Green Lantern bar here, it's different packaging. And also this one here, the bottom bar, has 7 of 7. This one is 7 of 8. The 8th bar, again, is the Justice League bar, where they did not come out with that Justice League bar prior. I don't know if it makes the bars more valuable, per se. I would say they're different. And these, I think, were done as donations. Heroes give education with every purchase. So it gives to education, gives to schooling, I would assume. I think I'm one of the only few people who did a video on YouTube about those bars. I did it before. I did it, exactly. Exactly, Annie. I did this video, and I don't think anybody has done a review about these bars. I did it like months before the bars even released. Again, I went to a Speedway to found those bars. Also, we talked about, of course, the Snake Eyes and some of the carbonized stuff, some of the statues I'm getting. You might be able to, hard to find those things, Titus. Absolutely hard to find those things in Japan. But as far as we're talking about now, what are your most anticipated action figures of 2020? Of course, I mentioned it was Snake Eyes here, and of course, this guy, the carbonized Boba Fett, are my must-haves, most anticipated figures for 2020. Those are the ones I'm looking forward to the most. Those are the ones I'm very, very excited to get my hands on. I have 2 of those Boba Fetts ordered. May have an issue. I have to get a hold of Hasbro's customer service to change my address because my shipping is going to be different because I'm going to be my new house in about 3 weeks. I'm moving in. So it's going to be a little bit daunting. 4 weeks. About 4 weeks. It'll be 4 weeks from tomorrow is when I'm moving in to my new home. And it's going to be a much bigger studio. I'm going to shoot it like I did it before. But what action figures are you guys looking or most excited about in 2020? Hit me up in the stream, please. Hit me up in the comments. What are your must-haves, your must-go-to figures for 2020? There are some Funko ones that, of course, I want very badly. And, of course, one of them was this guy right here, which was the Drizzt and Gwenwyvar GameStop exclusive 2-pack. That was one of the ones that I was most excited to get my hands on. And I do have one that's this one will be displayed because he has a bum head. There's a quality control issue. If you shake it, you'll hear something rattling on the inside. The Haunted Mansion Pop Town. I've heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. Wolverine and Hulk. There is a new 80th anniversary. There's a new special Wolverine that just dropped for the Legend series. I think today. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. It's a brand new one. They just talked about it today. Where is he at? Let's see if I can find him. He's literally. I think I got an email alert about it. Let me see if I can find it on my Gmail account real quick here before we end the stream. There were 4 new figures that they were talking about on Hasbro. There it is. Let me get it here for you guys. Here it is. Let me switch over to you so you can see it. So there's a new Wolverine here, right there. See if I can get a better picture of him. There he is. So that's the Wolverine. Right there. There's a older school Logan. We have a new Mystique from the movies, of course, with a halfway transformed arm. And the arm is, if you're going to ask, is the arm articulated? There is articulation in the arm. Packaging. This is celebrating, I think, I want to say it was like the 20th anniversary. You have a 2-pack of Magneto and Xavier. But this one looks like the X-Men First Class version. Yet you can do the older head as well, which is cool. He has 3 heads. You have the young, well, there's Patrick Stewart and Xavier right there. That looks more of the younger Xavier. Looks great. They did a good job on those. And you can put the older head in as well. And yep, that's it. I just saw that today. The Hasbro Labs Sentinel. Thank you for bringing it up, Annie. The Hasbro Labs Sentinel is very, very cool, but very expensive. Price, I believe, was $385. Let me bring that up real quick, since you brought it up. Let's go to Sentinel. It's going to be $349 is the price of this guy. Go over to here real quick. This is at the, I think it's in stage 4 right now. Tier 3 has just been unlocked. So I'll move this over here so you can see what it looks like. You get the Marvel Legends 6-inch female Prime Sentinel figure. The Tier 2 was the battle damaged head and hand. Let's take a look here at this guy right here. He stands, I think, close to like 3 feet tall. I think he has 72 points of articulation. He's 26.3 inches tall. He has LEDs in the head and the chest. He's 18-inch Sentinel technical accessory, which we'll look at momentarily. This is what you get in the packaging. There's the hand. You get Bastion over here with the Prime Sentinel head. You get the, oops. What the heck happened there? There he is. You get the, let me kind of fix that. There we go. You get the Master Mold head. That's the Master Mold head. That was unlocked already. That's the battle damage head that we were talking about. And the hand, which is messed up. One thing they did that was kind of cool with it, there's the, if you're asking what the female Sentinel looks like, Sentinel Prime looks right there. They have a thing, if I could find it. One of the pictures was, I don't know if I can find it here in this group of shots, was a Sentinel holding Wolverine, a normal 6-inch Wolverine wrapped around the tentacle. The tentacle is bendable, so you can, it's articulated, so you can hold, it will hook into one of the hands. So it can hook into the hand slot on either of the Sentinel's hands, which is a very, very cool way they can make this thing work. Let's see if I can find it here. There's a video. They give you like the old school Marvel Universe sheet. This is what they normally would look like for Marvel Universe, the old school file card. That's what this is all about here. So you got Tier 1 was unlocked, Tier 2 unlocked, Tier 3 is unlocked. Here's what the picture I was talking to you guys about. See how he has Wolverine wrapped around? So it would plug into this hand or plug into this hand. All the hands are articulated. I believe you have articulation on each knuckle. That's why there's 70 points of articulation in this thing. It is ridiculously articulated. But is he worth it? I don't know. One of the other cool things I did see was the crossover between Top Gun and Maverick from the Top Gun movies, of course. This is an F-14 fighter. I'm not really thrilled. He does come with a beach ball, because that's one of the gimmicks, of course, in the Top Gun movies. Not very thrilled with the lack of deco on this plane. I like the F-14. I like the way the plane looks. I just don't think there's enough deco. I don't think there's enough paint on this. This would take, of course, it comes with a little bike too. This would come in because of things like they did the crossover with the Ecto-1, crossover with the DeLorean, and I'm doing crossover now with the Top Gun jet, the F-14 Tomcat. Very, very cool. A bit different. Not really up my alley. Yeah, the price point of that Sentinel is very, very, very pricey. I want to say it's close to the price of Unicron. They were doing a Unicron, which I think is coming out this year or next year, but that is extremely pricey too from Hasbro Labs. That's a stupid Let me switch over real quick so you can see this one. This one is Unicron. That is, I think it was $575 for this guy. This guy is stupid as far as size goes. He is the biggest Transformer ever created. Looks great though. I mean, look at that thing. Yeah, I believe it was 500 because I just went back and I looked at it. I think it was 500 and change here. Let me see if I was correct here on my search. Yeah, $574 for that guy. They had 10,000 backers. The target was 8,000, so they did it. So think of Hasbro Pulse would do this project and try to do it similar to, let's say, a Kickstart. They'll have backers that will want to buy into it. They did it with the Jabba sand barge, the palace ship. They did that as well. I think they do one of these every year. That's sort of the idea. But I mean, the sheer amount of deco and the articulation what this thing has is just frightening. But over $500 for that guy. It's ridiculous how. You ordered one, Annie? You ordered one of the Unicrons? Oh, you ordered the Sentinel. Okay. Yeah, $384. I don't know if they already hit their third tier. I think they have like another 2 weeks on it. I want to say they have at least 2 more. I want to say it's 2 more weeks on the Sentinel. I want to say 2 weeks, but I could be wrong. I want to say 2 weeks. It's going to end in 41 days. It's going to be shipping next year. Yeah, it ships next year. Yeah, I think it's like August, September of next year, of 2021. Yeah, August 24th. Yeah. It was until August 24th, and the figure ships in 2021. Great figure. Yeah, estimated shipping fall of 2021. I can see them doing another unlock possibly. They already have what? They have 10,000 backers. They were looking for 6,000. So if you run the math here, they're looking for 6,000 backers at $349. They were looking to make over $2 million on that project. So $2,099,940 total on that project. Right now they're at $10,242, which means they are. Hold on, let me do the math here again. 10,242 times 349.99. They made 3.584 million on that project. Yeah, they made a stupid amount of money on that thing. Ridiculous amount of money. That's why they can give more of these things, because they can dip into that pool of funds and give you more things, which would entice more people to buy into this project. That is sort of the idea that they're going with here. That's what they want to do. Yeah, they said also. I didn't mention it. Not only do you get 2 action figures 6-inch scale, you get Sentinel Prime. You get the female Prime figure as well. You also get, which I didn't know much about, but you get Marvel Insider Point Redemption Code. You get 70,000 points per purchase, limited to 2 codes per redeemed per account, and X-Men number 14, which is the 1963 issue, which was, I believe, the first appearance of the Sentinels as well. So I think that's like the equivalent of like a month subscription or something along those lines to the Marvel app or whatever it is. You can use those points to buy stuff. Yep. They did a good job on that one. That's something that's definitely a lot of people have interest in that one. I would say a lot of interest in that one as opposed to the Unicron, because it's about almost $200 cheaper for something like that. I believe the Jabba sand barge, I believe the Jabba Palace was the Jabba skiff, or the vintage collection of the Jabba sail barge, the Katana, was $500. That barely hit its funding mark. It had 5,000 plus backers, so it barely funded. But that was a massive, huge model. I could see them doing maybe something like that, maybe rebuilding maybe the flag from G.I. Joe. I can see something like that. I can see them building maybe a Death Star. I think that would be kind of cool. If they wanted to go in those sort of directions to make these big projects, these big, over the top, one of a kind sort of crowd-funded projects, I could definitely see something like that coming down Hasbro's pipe to build something like that. Absolutely. But yeah, what else are you guys looking forward to in 2020 action figures wise? For me, for WWE, not a whole lot of stuff. I kind of slowed down with WWE. There's a few pieces that I still are on the hunt for right now, especially the Hurricane. I believe he's an Elite Series figure for WWE. He's in Wave 75. I have yet to see one in the wild. I've seen Wave 75, but I've never seen the Hurricane yet in that wave. That's really what as far as non-action figures, non-superhero stuff, or Black Series, that's the one I want to get my hands on. Probably one of the most must-have figures for me for WWE goes would be the Hurricane, because I love Hurricane, and of course Shane Helms, who plays the Hurricane in wrestling, he's a big Green Lantern fan. Another reason why I like the guy so much. I love his style in the ring. Great guy. Great dude. As far as G.I. Joe goes, for me, it was Snake Eyes. I don't know what you guys are looking forward to. I like the the classified series. There's rumors that there's going to be the retro series coming to Walmart, and I believe a 3 3/4 inch scale. I believe they're probably going to kind of redo or bring back the sort of the vintage figures. I've been hearing rumors about that. I think on the 17th, I believe this week, there's going to be some release news for Transformers, G.I. Joe, and maybe a couple other lines from Hasbro. So keep your eyes open for that. That's going to be dropping this week. So that's going to be very, very cool as well. Anything else that you guys are going to be looking forward to pick up? I mean, I told you what I want. That's really what's in my wheelhouse. As far as anything Transformer-wise, there is a 2-pack coming out. Let me see if I can find it real quick here, and we'll probably end on that note. Transformers, I think it's called Earth Risen or Earth Rise. Let me find it real quick here. Hopefully I can find it. It's a 2-pack, and it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite characters when I originally was collecting Transformers back in the day. Right here, I believe it is. Yeah, they're Voyager class. Let me bring it over to you real quick here. Bang, right there. I believe this might be coming in stores. This is the Earth Risen War Cybertron, Earth Rise War Cybertron Voyager Voyager Class Seeker 2-pack. As you may or may not know, one of the very first Transformers I owned as a kid, there was 3 of them. One was Skywarp, one was Cliffjumper, and one was Blue Streak, with another one was Sunstreaker. But I always loved the Seeker Jet of Skywarp, especially that purple deco, the black and purple deco. Looks great. As the Thundercracker figure here, Thundercracker looks great, but I love this homage to the old school Skywarp. That was my guy. I absolutely have to get him. I don't care much about the Thundercracker per se. Definitely want to get my hands on the Skywarp figure, because that guy was somebody I absolutely loved. Hopefully I'll be able to find one out in the wild somewhere. May or may not be able to find it. Still trying to get a hold of the NECA TMT Raphael and Casey Jones 2-pack. I've seen those, Annie. Go to GameStop. I've seen them many times at GameStop. That'd be the place I would go for hunting. That's where I found I saw some recently. I would say as far as 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I've seen them still at the wild. They are still there. You still should be able to find them. At least I was able to when I was checking a couple of days ago, about a week and a half ago. But they are still out there. But that's it, guys. We're coming up to 9:45. I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight to do this stream. Again, it's been very, very fun doing these streams now. Yeah, don't look at, Walmart, you will never be able to find it, Annie. Never, ever, ever find it there. Hit your local GameStops. You could probably go, hold on, before I let you go, let me see if I can find it online. Let me see if it's there. Give me one sec. I don't want to leave you hanging like that. That would make me a very, very poor host. It's the Raphael and Casey. Casey Jones? What's the Casey Jones? Yeah, I just had it right there. They have one for. They have one here. It's the Raphael and Robin. I don't know if you want that one, but there's a Raphael and Robin that you could still get right now. I just saw it on their website, on GameStop's website. You can still get it. This is the convention 2019 only figure, $14.97. So that might be an idea for you. Take a look here. Let's see if they have Casey and Raphael. Casey Jones. Let me do TMNT. Let's see what they got. They may not have them at their website anymore, but I have seen them in their stores. Let's go to Toys and Collectibles. I guess you want the Shredder. Let's see here. Let's see what they got. I actually picked this up for one of my subscribers in a mystery box. The Mikey as Batman. Not seeing him yet. Okay. Here's these. Maybe I'm getting confused because these are the ones I might have seen over here. I know they had a Casey Jones. I've seen the Raphael and Robin, the Batman and Leonardo. I was seeing a lot of Shredders and Ra's al Ghul. Maybe those are the ones I was seeing. I don't know if they even have them there. But yeah, those are the ones that I would definitely try GameStop if you can find it. But that's about it for tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Titus, for coming in and chatting with me. I always love talking to my subscribers. Spider-Boy, Shivan, he came in early. Thank you for coming into the stream, guys. I'm going to be shutting it down tonight. Thank you all. Cutting it in 3, 2, 1. Take care, Annie. And take care, guys.